Hey guys, Mr. Happy here, and I just wanted to do a quick video about a topic that a lot of people are having trouble with, and that's Final Fantasy XIV pre-orders. Now, it's not very common that somebody needs to make a video explaining the pre-orders, but there have been a lot of problems that people have been having with the pre-order codes, and I can see that with all the different sources and the early access. Pre-order codes for Final Fantasy XIV aren't exactly the same as they are for most other games, and it seems that some websites are having a hard time adjusting to this. So I've done some research, I've talked to some people, and I've gotten some general information about stuff that should help you with your pre-orders. I'm going to go through slideshow screenshots while I'm doing this, just so you don't have to look at my ugly mug the entire time. So anyway, I ordered directly through Square Enix, so I'll tell you my experiences first. I ordered through them and I got an email. In the email there were two things. There was an actual pre-order early access code that also gives the Kate Sith doll and whatever else. And then there's also an additional product details thing at the very bottom that tells you it basically signs you up for a newsletter when you'll be able to punch in your pre-order code. That's what that little hyperlink at the bottom does, for anyone wondering why would I get an email that says to put in my email? It doesn't make any sense, right? It's really just a newsletter to let you know when you can actually punch in those pre-order codes. So anyway, now that you've gotten that out of the way, Square Enix seems very, very simple. There's not really much. You just have to scroll down in the email, look for the pre-order code that will actually work, and sign up for the newsletter that'll let you know when you can enter it and any other details you might need. The problem seems to come when you order from any source outside of Square Enix getting your pre-order code. Now, this is other than Amazon, because Amazon, I do have a PS3 pre-ordered copy there, and they were very, very easy to deal with. Their product details were very simple. They gave me my pre-order code. They told me about the email. It was almost exactly the same as my experience with Square Enix. However, a big problem seems to be coming from outside websites, including Gamestop, Zavvi, and any other third-party retailer that doesn't really seem to fit in the mainstream of pre-ordering. Now, I'm going to cover my general consensus on like where the problem is and how you can go around fixing it and finding your pre-order code. So a lot of people, first thing that you should probably do is check your receipt. I mean, this is a given for some people, but sometimes it's hidden at the bottom and it's really below where all of your actual purchase details are. So definitely the first thing is to scroll down. Now, this is easier if you've maybe gone to a GameStop to notice if you have the code on there or not. But if you order online, it's usually a little bit different. If you ordered online, I highly recommend you check your email for the pre-order code, but I also recommend that you go actually, because any website where you're ordering something, you'll almost always have a product details section on the page itself. So you'll want to go to that website, check out the product details in any that might be available, and check for the pre-order code there. If not, I highly recommend that you call them with product details, letting them know, hey, I pre-ordered this product from you, and it was supposed to come with this, and it didn't. Why don't I have it? Get it from them. Do that as soon as possible, because early access and phase 4 are just right around the corner, so you really want to get this out of the way as soon as possible. Now, specifically, I spoke to a GameStop representative, and I've actually heard this from a few other people, and I walked up to him and I said, hey man, I got a question about the Final Fantasy XIV pre-orders. A lot of people have been telling me that they go to the store, they pre-order it, and they get no instructions whatsoever. They assume that the pre-order is going to be on the receipt, and it's not. What the guy told me was, he said no. The pre-order is actually not on the receipt, but all representatives are supposed to tell them that they can log in at GameStop.com to get their product details, and that they are supposed to set up an account for the person pre-ordering the game. Now, besides that being the stupidest way to handle pre-order code that I've ever heard of, it's also extremely confusing. If one representative doesn't know, he's going to cost quite a few people their pre-order codes and their early access by not telling them that. So if you pre-ordered from GameStop, if it's online, you probably didn't have a problem. Just go to your product details there. However, if you walked into a GameStop and pre-ordered and is wondering why there's no pre-order code on your receipt, that is why. Call up that representative, find out what your login information is, see if there's any sort of details on your receipt that tells you what kind of actions you're supposed to be taking in terms of finding your pre-order code. Because honestly, it is the worst way I've seen by far to handle it. There's no reason why it shouldn't just be on the receipt. I mean, every other game does that. I remember when I pre-ordered BioShock, it had a pre-order code. Every game I've pre-ordered has had a pre-order code on the receipt itself. I don't know why GameStop took this route. Maybe because it's an online game for protective purposes, but really it's just confusing, and if a representative doesn't know what they're doing, there's no sort of, that's it. They're in trouble. It's their fault. It's nobody else's fault but their own. So if you don't have any of this information from GameStop, call up your local GameStop, give them the order details, or go there yourself, get the details you need to log in, and go to the product details. It will be there. Now, there are some other websites that I've also been hearing about from websites like Zavvi and whatnot. In terms of online pre-ordering, you should essentially be able to check product details, or you should get an email with the code. The details are pretty similar there, since they are online only for the most part. And just do whatever you can, but follow any of the steps I've labeled above. Call them with their product details. Check the product details on the website themselves. The website's got to have product details. I pray you weren't using a website without product details in terms of ordering, some way of tracking your previous orders and everything. My recommendation, if you haven't pre-ordered it yet and you're kind of on the line, get it directly from Square Enix. They are by far the easiest ones to get it from. Without a doubt, the easiest. It says very clearly, pre-order access and PC download code here. Bam. Also, Amazon, again, very, very, very easy people to deal with. Simply order it, and it's the exact same way the Square Enix one was. Anything else seems to be having problems. So those are my recommendations. I hope you found them useful, because I really want everyone to enjoy it. And it's just extremely frustrating when people are having trouble just getting a pre-order code. I don't understand how this is so difficult for some of these companies to deal with. I think a lot of it is companies getting their hands on the product without actually knowing all of the details, and just kind of adding it as like a late feature. It's just irresponsible, especially GameStop. GameStop should know better than to handle a pre-order like this. If you found this information useful, please like, favorite, subscribe, and share, especially if you have a friend who's very worried about where his pre-order code is, because these are the steps that you should take to ensure that you get it and that you have your early access, your Kate Sith doll, and all that other stuff. Well, one other thing, since it's only a pre-order code. Also, check out my Facebook and my Twitter. There's links in the descriptions below. And if you'd like to donate to my YouTube to ensure that I can keep putting out quality videos, quality informative videos for you, there's links for that in the description below. There's also a charity link. There's more details about that in the Twitch channel for Athene Live below. If you need any details, also feel free to send me a personal message. Anyway, guys, thank you for watching. I hope this helped you guys out. I will see you guys in early access. Take care.